Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome back or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or all my live chats, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Had a great couple days. I spent the weekend at a hockey tournament having a great time. Hi there. Welcome. Good to see everyone coming in. Hi there. Yay. Everyone's coming in quickly this morning. I know I haven't been on for a couple days. I was away for the weekend at a hockey tournament, having a glorious time. My voice is a little bit scratchy from cheering, doing a lot of cheering over the course of 3 days. I spent yesterday and a bit of today sitting with spirit and doing a lot of chit chat. And what came up was a really interesting topic, and I think we can all relate to it. It's the vibration of frustration. And I think we all tap into that feeling quite often, that vibration of frustration. Um, Felt it quite a bit from spirit yesterday and today that I needed to kind of talk about that. So I did some channeling. So if you see me kind of looking at my notes, I'm just reading what spirit gave me on the vibration of frustration. Um, I think we all get frustrated. And sometimes we get frustrated with ourselves or situations that are going on around us. We usually feel that vibration of frustration when we're not getting our own way, when things are not going the way that we would like them to go, or our expectation. That word came up as well when I was channeling. Our expectation on how things should be going. Dan, oh boy, what a week for frustration. Yeah, that's probably why it's come up today or the last couple of days with spirit, is I really needed to talk about it, because quite often when I channel with spirit, it's for the collective. It's for the collective. So that's why it's coming up, Dan, here, because I think many of us are feeling that vibration of frustration. When we don't get our own way with how we think things are supposed to go, and we often will push against that, don't we? We'll push against with trying to make something happen, and we feel that frustration. That's one piece of frustration. It's frustration with ourselves, with frustration with what's going on around us in our physical world. Perhaps some of the lessons that we're going through, some of the things that we're processing. One thing that also connects with frustration is a piece of frustration can also link to the energy of other people, other people's frustration, other people's vibration. And sometimes we pick it up and we end up weaving it or taking it on or carrying it ourselves as well. And we kind of make spirit shows it to me in like this cloak of other people's stuff, and frustration gets in there. Many times we get frustrated with other people, right? We get frustrated with either their choices, with the resistance that they may be putting out towards us. And a little bit of that again comes into, we're not necessarily getting our own way with it, right? With other people. Either they're not responding to us on how we would like to see them, or they're not making good choices. And this we pick up and we take it into our own, and we kind of blend with that frustration. I see a lot of comments coming up. I am going to go back and read them because I need my glasses to see the print. So I promise I will go back and read your comments on the topic of weaving that in. Now, it's easy to step back from things and people when we're not neck deep in feelings and emotions for them. The more we care about someone, the harder it is for us to step back out of their learning, get back in our own lane and not pick up that frustration. But our frustration comes from that root of the expectation of not getting what we want, or what we perceive somebody else should do, or what we perceive we should be doing, and it's not going our own way. It is a big topic that I spent literally 2 days with spirit having this conversation with them, just to make sure that I was getting that deep understanding with what they were trying to show me. When it comes to frustration with other people, the one thing that spirit said, and I know that they've said this to me time and time again, and I have done a video on it, is about lovingly stepping out into our own lane and observing rather than absorbing. Observing, you can support somebody through their stuff without absorbing, without taking on, with just reminding yourself they're learning some lessons and I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to pick it up. It's really easy from the outside looking in on someone's journey to have those to kind of either, I'll use the word judge it, to judge what someone's doing or to want better for them. But when they can't meet you yet in that space, all you can do is journey in your own lane with love and support towards them, love and light, leaving that door open for them to make better decisions and better choices without picking up their frustration. Because what happens with frustration is when we carry it, when we kind of pick it up, what happens is we're giving that momentum. It's all energy, right? You guys, it's all energy. I say that all the time and I'll keep saying it. Everything is energy. It's energy. It's energy. What we pick up, there's more of that comes in. We carry that. We carry that. And we say, when we're in that alignment of frustration, we say that we want more of that. Energetically, that's what we're saying. We're saying we want more of that. So what do you do? So I said the spirit, that's literally what I said. I said, okay, so what do you do? What do I do when I'm feeling frustrated? Whether it be from myself, whether it be with other people, whether it be with a situation that I have no control over. We technically have no control over pretty much anything other than our own choices and our own responses. But what do we do? And the thing that spirit shouted, and it was literally like a microphone in my ear, literally like, Lana, tell them to put it down. Put it down. Don't walk with it. Don't carry it. Just process it. Acknowledge how you're feeling, but putting it down and getting back into that space of allowing. And sometimes with the allowing piece, it gives us permission to put things down that aren't going our way. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to go your way ever on the topic. There's a few reasons why things don't go our way. And I said to Spirit a few times on my own personal journey, I'm working really hard on this and it's just not coming to fruition. It's just not lining up for me. What's going on? What else do I need to do here? Right? We've all been there. I want this, I'm working hard, and it's like frustration. And sometimes it's very simple as it's just not time for that. Spirit has told me that a few times. It's just not time for that. Just trust the divine timing on it and get into the alignment of allowing what needs to be yours to come to you when it needs to come. So, and as humans, we're so fixated on time. We want it now. We want it now. We want it right. We want it fixed, and we want it now, and we want it now. And we that causes an increase in that frustration, right? And does that make sense? It causes that frustration to escalate. And when we escalate that vibration of frustration, it takes us a longer time, and it is harder to get out of it. It's we can go around that circle and that vibration of frustration, especially when it comes to other people. I think other people bring in that vibration of frustration. Now, the other thing that Spirit said, and I thought this was really cool, I just want to look at my notes because I want to give it to you in the exact words that Spirit gave it to me. So Spirit said, sometimes we need to use our spiritual peripheral vision in order to see what else is going on here. Are we meant to take a different path? Are we meant to put that down and try again? Are we meant to pause and come back and kind of take rather be better care of ourselves, or kind of reevaluate relationships and kind of taking that peripheral look? Just so, how do you do that? I can hear you. Well, how do I use my peripheral spiritual vision? One thing that helps develop the peripheral spiritual vision is asking yourself, what else do I see? And I usually do it with my eyes closed, even though I'm asking to see. But that's just a Lana thing. Perhaps it'll work for you. But I ask to see what else is there, rather than what's right in front of me. That what else do I need to see here? Because sometimes that frustration is trying to teach us something, trying to get us to say, you know what, you need to kind of look around the whole and get the whole perspective. when we ask, and that's the biggest thing with spirit, that is the secret. It's that simple. That is the key to unlocking your connection with the angelics, or people in your loved ones in the spirit dimension. It starts with the asking. So what else do I need to see? And being open, and this is the bit of the difficult piece. Being open to see it, being open to feel it, being open to know it. When we ask, just simply ask. I'm also open to hear it. We don't like, quite often as humans, we don't want to hear certain answers. We don't want to hear it. We want to hear what we want to hear. We want that validation of what we want to hear. And that takes a big opening within your heart to really see from a spiritual perspective what else is going on here. Start asking for your own spiritual peripheral vision for clarity is another way of putting it. Start asking for the clarity. We can't listen with ego. Well said. We cannot listen with ego, but ego is part of all of us. So we all have an ego, and we all have to kind of keep that ego in balance. And there is a good piece to ego, and there's a piece of ego that we kind of may struggle to pull in. The other thing with frustration is when sometimes we do. I just feel that I need to say this now. I'm hearing it from the spirit dimensions now. One thing when it comes to frustration is sometimes we pull frustration out from our past, don't we? We can pull back that frustration with past experiences and unresolved issues. Frustration can be caused at many different levels. I'm going to encourage you to add working with your own spiritual peripheral vision with clarity. With asking for it, with feeling into it, with taking a look at the whole picture from a spiritual perspective. Ask. It's such an important piece to spirituality and with connecting. So many of you are always asking me, how do I connect with my spirit guides? How do I get there? Start with asking. Open heart, open mind, and just with the asking. The vibration of frustration, I think we've all been there. I think that we all kind of have moments and days and weeks where we're kind of in that. I hope that advice from spirit on kind of leaning into ways of managing that frustration so that it doesn't navigate for too long. Sometimes certain things navigate us in different directions, doesn't it? Frustration, different types of feelings, emotions, they can navigate us. And I think that we have to make sure that once we've worked through them and felt them and understood them, that we kind of take control over the wheel again. Yeah. I'm going to take a minute and look through some of your questions here. I do have clients this morning. And I also want to talk to you about a few other things before I go. So I'm just going to scroll up. It's so nice to see you all joining me here. I've spent some time in meditation as well with the YouTube channel and just kind of asking spirit what direction I need to go with the channel. And I will be taking it in the new year into a very interesting direction. I'm very excited. A lot of you are resonating to what I've talked about. A lot of frustration. EC Puff. My boyfriend started drinking again. Yeah, that can bring up a lot of frustration. And I think one of the things that the best thing that you can do is offering the support of change and holding that door open without aligning with it. Addiction is a struggle, and it's a big one. And I think that, one of the greatest things that you can do is simply leaving the door of love and light open and with the offerings of where there is help. But we can't do the work for people, and we can't force them. We can't force people. We can't force change on people. It's part of their learning. It's part of their journey. It's part of what they need to work through. It's part of their choice and free will, and they're navigating it through it, usually from the best that they can. So I would continue to simply offer those tools for him. And I think that at some point we do make choices on what we can and cannot do. and the direction that we're not willing to go in our own lives. And that's a big one. That's a, I know that's a big one when it's time to say, I just can't walk this path with someone. And I think, EC Puff, when I really feel strongly that you will make decisions that are best for both of you. Sometimes, and maybe not necessarily in this situation, but sometimes we're in the way. Sometimes we are in the way with other people's learning. And I've learned that many times. I have learned that many, many times where I'm just in the way of their learning. Either I'm holding them up and they need to stand on their own 2 feet, or sometimes we enable. Sometimes we do enable, and sometimes people need to learn their life lessons with us kind of standing back a little bit. And that's a hard one to do, because our heartstrings and our love for that person, we really struggle with that, don't we? We really do struggle, but sometimes we are in the way of other people's learning, and that causes the vibration of frustration as well, doesn't it? Sometimes people need to see with their own eyes, and sometimes they will spend their entire journey working on that and not quite learning their lessons. And as much as we want to pull them through it and we want to get them on a different path, they have that choice and free will. And one of the hardest things to do is stepping back. Lovingly stepping back. Joy, my frustration is mostly about my special needs son. I'm trying to learn him that all of what you tell the universe comes back to you, and he will resist against all things and throws it out. Joy, that's okay. Joy, I just want to talk about this for a minute, because that is a really, really good, really good comment. I just need a wee sip of tea. That's a really good comment. What we do, you're right. What we do put out to the universe, it's part of our manifesting. You can manifest what you want. You can manifest what you don't want. And other people's learning, we can offer it up. And you know what, Joy? I have felt this frustration for many years with clients, with friends, with showing them the way, trying to teach them new things, even on this YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll do a video or a live and I'll lose followers. It's and I've just simply learned to what people need and what people are willing to pick up is up to them. And I lovingly hold that space. I lovingly hold the space for friends or for clients. I just visualize a loving space set next to me. They're welcome to join me in that vibration whenever they like. And I put it out there as a teaching tool here on the channel and on all my social medias. And if people don't resonate with it, it's okay. They don't have to. Your son doesn't have to. And I think that's one thing. And it can make us sad. But one thing that I remind myself, Joy, is it's someone else's journey. And if they don't resonate there, it's okay. They're on their own learning path. And I have those conversations with myself when I feel frustration with people. It's their own learning path. That he doesn't have to pick it up. It's just, it's the same thing on the channel. People don't have to follow me here. It's okay. I show up and I teach what Spirit gives me to teach. And if one person gets something out of it and one person follows me on social media, it's enough. It's enough. Let it be enough that you've given him something to learn, and let it be enough that it's there for him to pick up. People don't have to pick up what we put out for them. Right. It's a tough one, but I think a piece for you, Joy, is understanding that's their frustration and their decision, and you don't have to pick it up, darling. I'm wishing you much love and light. Okay, let's see. We're just going to go through a few more comments, and I'm going to answer some questions before I've got to go. And I do have a few things that I want to talk to you all about as well before I go. Sophie, welcome. The first time you caught a live. I'm so grateful to have you here. I hope you're still on. Romina, it's like you just felt how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, Spirit does that collectively. Look at all the support here for each other with the comments. That just warms my heart. I'm lost in where I am in life, and I don't know where to go, and it makes me feel really stressed, and I'm scared to take the wrong path. I'd like to tap into that. If you just give me a second, I just want to feel into that. It comes up quite a bit with Spirit, and I've asked this question before about the wrong path and the wrong direction and being scared. I have taken that myself to spirit, because there were big decisions that I've had to make over the years, and I had to make a big decision 3 years ago, huge decision, and I really felt that as well, that vibration of fear. What if I'm making the wrong decision? And what I lean into is I really sat with what I wanted, and I really sat with my gut. I went to my heart space, or my belly space, that intuitive muscle, and I just leaned in there, and I felt for a moment on where do I feel pulled to the most. And then I allowed, and I became okay with whatever learning there is on that path. This is a delicious topic, and Spirit's given me some juicy stuff here. I really got to be okay with whatever the outcome is. I'm going to learn from it. If there's learning on this path that I'm choosing, it's the right one. And I think that on so many, we do have choice and free will, and choice and free will, this could be a topic all on its own. Choice and free will takes us down different learning paths. And do I think that you're going to pick the wrong path? No, I don't. I think that you're going to land exactly where you need to land. But I think that you just kind of need to work on that mindset just a little bit with, this is where I really feel I want to do, and I'm okay with the learning that comes. We're really good at, all of us, me included, we're really good at the easy stuff, aren't we? When the learning is easy and it brings us to good places and it brings us good things and good people and abundance, the learning is really easy and we do okay with it, right? We do okay with it. When the learning gets rough and when our knees get scraped and we find ourselves picking ourselves up and dusting ourselves off, we go down the rabbit hole of, I'm on the wrong path, nothing's going right for me. And when we kind of lean in there, what we're essentially saying to the universe is I want more of that. I want more of that. When we go through our learning from a different perspective, we seem to navigate through it just a little bit better. And some of the lessons are brutal. Some of our lessons are brutal here. Earth is the most, and I'm sure you've heard this before, this is the toughest school. This is the toughest dimension. This is where a lot of really tough lessons are learned here. And why is that? Why is this physical world so tough on the lessons? Because it brings us the most growth for our soul in this dimension. Those of us who are here came here as warriors to do a big part of our growth for our soul with a lot of tough lessons. This is the toughest classroom, you guys. This is the toughest classroom with the lessons. And there are many times that all we can do is roll up our sleeves and go through it. And as tough as those lessons may be, and the answers that the questions we may never get answers to, happen. This is the toughest school. I hope that answered your question on that. Romania, it feels like I have to ask if there's anything I should hear from someone, angelic or spirit guides. Spirit, let Lana tell me. What is being shouted to me loudly, and I feel it in two spirit dimensions, actually. I'm feeling that I need to let you know that you are enough and that you're doing a good job. I feel that I keep having to lift your chin up. I feel, and it's more of that personal thing. It's more of that personal thing. I keep needing to get your chin up. And I really feel that I need to get you to feel into the essence of who you are. They keep pulling me inward on who you are. And who you are is not the experiences that you have had. I also keep seeing that I need to put, well, not me, but you need to put a lot of things down, and I need to kind of get you in like that forward turning wheel. And I need to kind of get you in that looking forward in direction, in that forward momentum. I do hope that helped you, but they keep on with, you're enough. You're good enough. You're working hard enough. You're enough inside. You are such enough, and outside you're enough. And they're replaying that over and over and over again. Bianca, I'm very open to learning. You said that in my personal reading this year, it's sometimes difficult, but I love gaining the wisdom and sharing it with others. Oh yeah, Bianca, I just, I know this is going to sound really weird, but there are so many moments in my learning where I literally roll up my sleeve with excitement, even with the hard stuff. And even when it's difficult and I don't understand, I try to go in it that way to get the knowledge and to share and to grow myself as a person, as a medium, as a spiritual leader and teacher, to help other people grow. I do get very excited with a lot of the learning, even when I pull into that vibration of frustration, even when it's difficult, even when the learning I don't understand it, I try really hard to stay in alignment with the learning process. Bianca, so good for you. Wesley, will there be another Facebook Live tonight or anytime soon? I was on live. I was Facebook Live last week. I will try and go on Facebook Live again soon. Wesley, what I do with the lives, Facebook and YouTube, is I plug them in when I have some downtime, when I'm not with clients and when I'm not on the ice with hockey. I plug them into my free time. So quite often with the Facebook Lives, I just base it on I'm feeling it and spirit's with me, and I've got some free time. And it's the same thing with the YouTube channel. I've never really used social media as part of my job, or I just kind of show up and say spirit's here and I'm here, let's chat. That's kind of what I use social media for. So just keep an eye on the page. Sometimes I just randomly show up and sometimes I do posts. I do have some exciting things coming up. There's going to be a heal and release workshop. I'm going to be doing it on Zoom. I would watch my socials for that. That'll be posted soon with the links. I'm also going to be doing something very special on the YouTube channel for the Christmas season. And that will be, I'm going to post it on my community page. But I'm going to be showing up to help people navigate through the Christmas season. Christmas is not easy for all of us. Or for many of us, and a lot of things come up around the Christmas season for most of us, I think. So I've had a chat with Spirit, and Spirits and I have agreed to do something on the YouTube channel with the spirit of Christmas. So I'm hoping that many of you will show up and get some enjoyment. One thing with the timing, I know it comes up quite a bit for some of you, is sometimes you show up too late or too early in the morning. What I do is I show up when my schedule allows. So when I'm free, I am going to be coming here. Somebody asked, how do I book a personal session? All my bookings are done on the website, thehawkandi.com. It's also in the links to all of my videos as well. There's a booking calendar there. Dan, Christmas is the worst time of year for me. It's very, very difficult and lonely time. Well, Dan, this might help you. I am going to be on spending some time with people. I won't give away too much of the details yet, but I'm going to be showing up here on the channel to spend time with people, taking questions, talking about spirit, maybe a few mini readings, but I am going to be here. Dan, you are so loved, and I know we've never met, and I don't think you've had a reading with me or a Zoom call with me, but I don't think so. I see so many people, I might be wrong. But Dan, energetically for me, you have a very loving, kind, gentle vibration. And I feel like I've known you. So I don't know if there's a past life connection or if we've just developed this YouTube friendship. But I just feel that. So yeah, I am going to be here. I will make some announcements on the community page. But I really feel that I need to do this. I need to spend some time here and just do some chit-chatting, and perhaps I'll even do a Zoom call and bring you all in on a Zoom call. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be fun. I do have to get to work. I have a 9:30 session, and I don't want to be late for it. And I always meditate before I do any session, so I like to spend some time just with that person's energy so that they get the best connection that I have. I am always wishing you love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day. Much love.